Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Creatures, episode 17. Today we're actually going to be talking about a bird from China, the Fenghuang, and as some Chinese lore have come to realize, the name actually embodies both the female and the male parts of the species in question. So for instance, Fenghuang, Fen being the males, and Huang were originally females. Now, this has kind of devolved from history, and today, for the most part, Fenghuang is associated as being a just generally female bird, and it counterbalances the Chinese dragon, which are typically male creatures at this point in time. Anywho, kind of going back, the Fenghuang is also referred to in the Western world as the Chinese phoenix. Now, they're depicted a lot of times attacking or holding snakes in their talons or their beak. Again, they're a sign of, they're usually a good sign to have, and so across the world, usually serpents are villainized and, evil because, they bite, they have venom, etc., so on. So creatures that hunt snakes are usually deemed nicer, better, more benevolent creatures like the Fenghuang. Now, originally, and we're talking about originally because this bird was developed or came about probably some 7,000 to 8,000 years ago. It's been around a while. So the fact that not only its lore has changed over all these centuries and all these years, but also the descriptions have drastically changed, it can be acceptable. For instance, originally it was described as being, and most Chinese beast or beings are these compartmentalized hybrid creatures. So the Fenghuang originally was described as having a beak of a rooster, the face of a swallow, the forehead of a fowl, neck of a snake, breast of a goose, back of a tortoise, hindquarters of a stag, and a tail of a fish. So wrap your head around that one. And since then, nowadays, it is described as a different kind of hybrid look, including a head of a golden pheasant, which are beautiful birds, by the way, head of a golden pheasant, the body of a mandarin duck, the tail of a peacock, legs of a crane, mouth of a parrot, and wings of a swallow. So very pretty, but predominantly based off other kind of bird entities versus its original source, which was scaled and had hooves and all this kind of stuff. So drastically different in appearance, but still qualified or personified as the same bird. Now, they're associated with living on top the Kulin Mountains. Again, if I mispronounce anything, I forgot to preface by saying that since I'm not a linguist, please don't get angry at me. I'm trying to do my best, and I apologize. But they are said to live atop the Kunlun Mountains. Again, they've been around for thousands of years, and symbolize virtue and grace. They also symbolize the yin and yang, especially in its original lore, because being a creature, Fenghuang, the name has both a male and female counterpart. Yin and yang is male and female, so it's the embodiment of yin and yang kind of in a union state. And also because of that, the female and male being in union, it's depicted, symbolizes actually a loving couple, so a husband and wife scenario from old China. And shouldn't then be that strange to realize that it's often depicted in wedding decor. Now, since the Qin dynasty, that's the shift over when it started being paired instead of the male and female of its own species, but kind of been transformed at the time to being generally a female bird. And that was the point when it started being paired with the male Chinese dragon as its counterpart. But even still, depicted in wedding decor, you'll see this beautiful bird and paired with a dragon a lot. So that's pretty cool, I think. If you have any questions for me about this or anything else, let me know. Post them in the comments, message me on social media. And until next time, Skål!